On today's episode of Green Bay Nation, the Packers are all in on their regular season finale, and we'll take another look at that NFC playoff picture. Plus, what are the keys to victory for the Pack against the Lions? We'll tell you. That's coming up next on Green Bay Nation. Hello, welcome to Green Bay Nation. Lily Zhao here joining us to chat about the last regular season of Green Bay Packers football. He's an editor and writer for Packer Report and creator of the Pack A Day podcast, Andy Herman. And down there, Ryan Rodig, filling in for Marcus Eversole this week. You guys know him from all his great work here at Channel 5 and also right-hand man for me, right? Right-hand man?
I'm on the right side in the office, yeah.
Yeah, so that's how we sit in the office, right?
Left now, but right usually.
The more you guys know. Anyway, well, ZaDarius Smith said after the game all he wanted for Christmas was a hat and his T-shirt, and his teammates delivered. The Packers took down the Vikings 23-10 inside U.S. Bank Stadium to claim their first NFC North title in 3 seasons, and they did it in Minneapolis, which was the cherry on top. And guys, it wasn't easy by any means to get that victory, overcoming 3 turnovers as well. What were your initial reactions as you watched that game on Monday night?
Well, for me, it was they found yet another way to win, right? I mean, this is a team that's been plus 59 in the first quarter this season. They've dominated out of the gate. That's usually when their offense looks the best. This time around, just about everything was going wrong at a place where you can't have everything going wrong with the horn and the fans and the pumped-in noise and that Vikings defense, yet they stood the course. The defense kept them in the game, and in the second half, the offense found its rhythm, and it was over from there.
Yeah, this is, as Ryan mentioned, the exact opposite of their formula for success so far this year. They lost the turnover battle, which has kind of been, if they do lose that, kind of their Achilles heel. They have to win the turnover battle. They have not been efficient on offense or defense. They found ways to be efficient in this game. So it was kind of the complete abnormal script for Green Bay. But again, as Ryan mentioned, they found a way to win regardless of that. NFC North champions in Minnesota, 5-0 in the division. A lot to celebrate after that game.
And Preston Smith said, "You like that after the game?"
Yeah, very Kirk Cousins-ish.
That was fun to see. All right, well, Aaron Rodgers said back in week 1, we've got a defense, and after week 16, that is still true, and those guys on the defense dominated the line of scrimmage. They had a timely pick by Kevin King as well, and ZaDarius Smith said, well, he didn't care about the Pro Bowl. He cares about the Super Bowl. 3.5 sacks, very impressive. What were you guys impressed about with how well Mike Pettine's group played in that game?
ZaDarius was completely unblockable. Almost single-handedly kept the team in the game in the first half. Was talking to Aaron Rodgers, during his availability this week, and he talked about Z, as he calls him, when he walked in the building, the guy with the big head and the big dreads, and you thought, oh, he looks the part coming in. And then he saw him practice a couple times, and nobody could block the guy. And Rodgers couldn't figure out any way on any team in the NFL how this was a rotational pass rusher. He's been that good. He's delivered on everything. I guess you could say, Andy, he's even underpaid at this point.
He very much is. And can you imagine had Baltimore kept him, by the way, with how well they're playing?
Unbelievable.
Imagine what that team would be with him right now. But he was absolutely phenomenal. The formula of these last few weeks has been him and Kenny Clark absolutely tearing up the interior of offensive lines. They were completely unstoppable. The 2 things that I go in this game and it really took a look at, Minnesota's longest drive in this game, 31 yards. And oh, by the way, I counted 2 plays on defense the entire game that they would probably like to have back. Out of 55 plays, 60 minutes of football, you look at that Jair Alexander, the play where Stephon Diggs got the touchdown, that one that you'd maybe like to have back a little bit. On 3rd and 18, they allowed a 28-yard completion over the middle to Diggs. That's it. Everything else was 10 yards or less, and you could live with on every single play. They dominated from start to finish, and that was just a fun performance from Mike Pettine's group.
And you have to imagine if the Packers don't turn the ball over, maybe they don't even get those 10 points, because after the 10 points and turnovers, nothing on offense.
Nothing at all.
Right, well, Aaron Jones had a rough start to the game. He fumbled, had a drop pass, but he shook it off like a true pro, like that he is. Finished with 154 rushing yards and 2 scores. That final 56-yard touchdown run, which I'm thinking he really wish he could have waved goodbye. Didn't want to get fined, though. That just sealed the win for the Packers. How impressed were you guys with how he kind of bounced back in this game from the first half to the second half?
Yeah, I think it's just what you've come to expect from Aaron Jones at this point. I think he's that good now where we can say that nothing we see from him surprises us, right? I mean, the guy, if there's one thing that really he's proved to me that, and maybe other people that didn't know, is that he can take the pounding and keep coming back. This year, especially these past 2 games, guys, I don't know if it's just been me. These NFC North games look different. He gets hit hard a lot by the Vikings this past week, and he keeps getting up. He doesn't let the fumble affect him. The big plays, it looks like, have a little bit of daylight, and the way he can go full speed, almost sideways through a hole, never slow down and make those big plays with, by the way, plenty of receivers helping block and the back end of those plays. It's been phenomenal. That's
been a really fun aspect, is seeing the whole team effort to get him open on some of those plays, because Aaron Jones doesn't need a ton of space in order to operate, but when he does and he gets those blocks from those receivers downfield, he can take it that whole nother level. But Aaron Jones is kind of a microcosm of this Packers team as a whole. They just have it. You can talk about some of the advanced statistics, the turnovers, the efficiency, all those sort of things. You can throw it out all of it out the window, because this team specifically has a it factor to it. They are fantastic. They find ways to win games. They found ways to bounce back. That's why they haven't lost 2 games in a row all season long.
Yeah, which is a great thing to say. And guys, let's just quickly take a look at the NFC playoff picture right now. Obviously, San Francisco at the top, followed by Green Bay, New Orleans, Philadelphia. The Vikings locked themselves in for a 6 seed, and then you have the Seahawks there in the 5 seed. The Packers have a really, really good shot of getting home field advantage if they can beat the Lions, but that number 1 seed's still a possibility if they do win, and Seattle can take down the 49ers at home. A lot of possibilities for which teams can get the number 1 seed, but the Packers, if they win on Sunday, that's all they can do.
Absolutely, and if you have any doubt on whether they want to go all in on this game, Matt LaFleur set the tone. He called it a playoff game this week. The players are following suit. This is a must-win for them. Do you want to win a game this week against the Lions, a team that has lost 8 straight, or do you want to have to win next week to get another game? That's how they're looking at it. I think 39 of the last 50 teams to play in a Super Bowl have all been 1 or 2 seeds. You want the shortest path to get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, get the win against Detroit, get the bye week, and then sit home with your popcorn and cheer for Seattle so that San Francisco loses, and you get the 1 seed and home field advantage throughout. That's the goal this weekend.
Yeah, and it's going to be fun because the Packers can take care of business. It's a noon game. They got all day to see if Seattle can help them out, especially with beast mode back for the Seattle Seahawks. So it's going to be fun.
Absolutely.
All right, there's more to come on GB, and we'll preview the Packers' regular season finale against those Lions. That's coming up next on Green Bay Nation.